Hard to Start podcast. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Hard to Start JD, aka the Guchinni. We back with another banger for the 2026 fantasy football offseason. We holding ourselves accountable for what we said in these fantasy football streets last year. And the new series is called Guchinni Was Right, where Guchinni was wrong, man. 100%. Today we talking about 3 league winning backfields. If you want to go check that video, go ahead and click on the link above. But yeah, man, we're going to be talking about Seattle's backfield. The Super Bowl champs. We're going to be talking about the Minnesota Vikings backfield, and we're going to be talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars backfield and what they did in the 2025 season and where we got it right and where we got it wrong. I appreciate y'all for pulling up, man, 100%. You know what I mean? Tapping in with the fella. And if you're rocking with the Hard to Start fantasy football community, man, go ahead and like. Go ahead and subscribe. And if you're really feeling froggy with it, man, and you're trying to help us grow, go ahead and share this to your league mates 100%. Let's go ahead and get into this first player. First up, Minnesota Vikings, man, 2025 backfield, man, 100%. I definitely said, shout out to the Loonies, man, one of my favorite groups of all time, man. I definitely said this was a handcuff situation. Draft both Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason as a 1A and a 1B backfield. And this one blew up in my face just like Gus from Breaking Bad. Aaron Jones had a bell cow type of a season in 2024. He had a 63.4% snap share, a 69.2% opportunity share, both inside the top 15 at the position, 255 carries, 9th at the position, 15 per game, y'all. 62 targets, 57 red zone touches, both of those inside the top 10, 100%. 1,500 combined yards from scrimmage, 1,138 rushing yards, 9th at the position, 408 receiving yards, 7th at the position. Come on now, you see why I had a buddy on my radar in 2025. Not only that, he had a 12.1% target share, 5.1 yards per touch. He had nine breakaway runs and explosive rating of 99.4, y'all. 100%. OG was getting loose. 100%. Meanwhile, in 2024, my dog Jordan Mason, he did this with the San Francisco 49ers. Brody had a 50% snap share, even though he was spelling CMC. CMC was, he missed some games last year. In 2024. Jordan Mason missed some games last year in 2024 as well. But when he was on the field as the lead dog, 100%. Let's get down to the efficiency. 12 breakaway runs, 9th at the position. That's 15 yards or more on a carry, 100%. An EXP rating, an explosive rating of 119.4, 4th at the position, at top 5 at the position. 42 evaded tackles, a juke rate of 25.6%, 11th at the position, and 5.4 yards per touch. Man, hey, Jordan Mason was getting jiggy 100% while in there for CMC, 100%. Then we gonna talk about why we had Minnesota on the radar. We said with the second-year quarterback in 2025 that the Minnesota Vikings would be a run-heavy team. And this is why we said they was going to be a run-heavy team, y'all, 100%. Bro, they brought in Will Fries and Ryan Kelly, 100%. Will Fries is a 7th-round pick who is one of the highest paid at his position. Darrisaw is a 1st-round pick. Donovan Jackson, a 1st-round pick. And I want to say Kelly and O'Neal is 2nd-round picks. But look at this, though, bro. Jackson missed 3 games. O'Neal missed 3 games. Ryan Kelly missed 9 games. Darrisaw missed 7. Bro, that's 22 games that they combined to miss. And they had a revamped complete offensive line. 1st-round pick Donovan Jackson, and you bring in Fries and Kelly, 100%, bro. But I just knew that Aaron Jones Hold on, let me get this going right. I just knew that Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason was going to eat in this offense in 2025. Aaron Jones' snap share was 58.6%, and Jordan Mason's snap share was 43.9%. Both of my G's was able to get touches, but honest, bro, it was terrible over there. Aaron Jones went from 17 games played in 2024 to 12 of them things in 2025. Lost 40 red zone touches and 123 rushing attempts. My boy Jordan Mason wasn't too bad in 2025. On the ground, 159 rushing attempts, 4.8 yards per carry, 758 yards with an in and out offense on the line, so many in and outs on the offensive line, and a merry-go-round of quarterbacks. Brody had 9 breakaway runs and 6 total touchdowns scored. And what you see right here on the screen on this graphic is just both of these players, the 2024 breakdown compared to the 2025 breakdown. And especially in Aaron Jones' situation, completely fell off 100%. And, you know, I say that's due to the merry-go-round of quarterback with JJ, Carson Wentz, and Max Bressner, and then the 22 games that the offensive line combined to miss 100%. You know what I mean? So, yeah. In the merry-go-round of the quarterback and offensive line room, what I learned in this process is that I can't predict injuries and the growth of a player from year to year. Example, J.J. McCarthy. In my eyes, this draft strategy, hold on, y'all, let's get this off the screen. Excuse me. Too many buttons. In my eyes, this draft strategy was an A in my book to lock down both running backs in the same room who were both productive the prior season, and Jordan Mason didn't cost you nothing in 2025. And then the lead dog that you draft happens to go down and miss some games, and Jordan Mason, you know what I mean, the writing was on the wall, but you know what I mean, I said that this was you got to hit the drop because I said it was a handcuff situation 100%. But and your cuff gets the opportunities to produce. But when the O-line and the quarterback room has more in and outs than California, bruh, this is what you're going to get, a complete S show. 100%. The defense kept them alive, got them 9 wins. We seen Jettis. Shout out to everybody that drafted Jettis last year. I know that boy completely frustrated you last year. It was hard to trade him off namesake, and I was trying to trade for bro. I'm glad that y'all that didn't want to trade him for namesake value, shout out to y'all 100%. But we just seen the news with Kyler getting signed. I think it was yesterday. So yeah, man, this Minnesota offense is looking up, but you know, I gotta take the L, man. I had y'all drafting them last year 100%, and we are holding ourselves accountable in these fantasy football streets 100%. So yeah, let's get on to the next player, man.
Oh, shit! That's my fight, punk!
Everyone said after the 2024 season that Travis Etienne was fried in fantasy football. Only 150 rushing attempts, 3.7 yards per carry, and only 812 yards from scrimmage. Definitely a down year in 2024. But in 2025, Etienne came through and debulked that backfield. And I stated in last year's video that it was only a down year for Brett in 2024. 100%, y'all. You know what I mean? Brody, in his first 2 seasons, had a combined 850 touches and an RB3 finish in 2023. And what you're looking at right here is Etienne's a career graphic of him for his first 4 years in the league. And if you see right here in 2022 and in 2023, them 580 combined touches, bro. In 2022, in his rookie year, 59% snap share, 60% opportunity share, and 220 attempts with 35 receptions. There we go, 255 total touches with 5 TDs. Then we look in 2023, that RB3 finish, bro. Snap share, 73.8%. Opportunity share, 75.7%. 100%. The opportunity share is the targets and the rushing attempts combined, y'all. Then look at the rushing attempts. 267, 73 targets, and 58 receptions. So then when we talking about 2024 and my thesis of having you draft him, it was a down year. I didn't point it up in the air. I'm still getting used to trying to make this YouTube stuff work for me, but I didn't point it up in the air to where you can go watch the last year's video and see why I said drafted, bro. 100%. And you can see, let's pull it back up on the screen, bro. 580 touches in 2 years. 2024, we remember what that looked like in Jacksonville, complete boo-boo show. So for us to get what we got in 2025, bro, it really wasn't a surprise to me, 100%. But I also had y'all, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I had y'all taking Tank Bigsby, blah. Let's get into Tank Bigsby's efficiency and why I said, why I had y'all drafting Bigsby. Bigsby was eaten in 2024, especially with the 168 rushing attempts, 4.6 yards per carry, 766 rushing yards, and 7 total touchdowns. 100%. And as we look at it, just to get into it a little bit more, 50 evaded tackles for Tank, which was 20th at the position, a 28.6% juke rate, 6th at the position, 8 breakaway runs. He had, a 4.6 yards per carry, and then it was 4.7 yards per touch, 100%. So, and a 104.7 explosive rating, 100%, 28.6 juke rating. So that's one of the reasons why I had you drafting Tank Bigsby, 100%, 35 goal line touches, 168 carries, 766 yards. So he damn near had a thou wow on limited touches, 100%. And that's why we had you drafting Tank Bigsby. But all that didn't matter. All that didn't matter to Coach Liam Cohen. He drafted 2 running backs in the 2025 NFL draft in Bayshore Tootin and LaQuint Allen and shipped out Tank at the beginning of the season, dog, 100%. And Travis said this is, and my dog Travis 100% came through and said, this is my backfield pump in his Debo voice, and Coach Cohen ran with the hot hand 100%. So yeah, we had you drafting Tank Bigsby, but like I said, in the heart to start, man, we call that Geico insurance. You want to protect your foreigns 100%, and Travis Etienne is the foreign. And if we look at his game log from last year, bro, in his first 5 weeks, Brody had a combined 86 touches, 484 yards from scrimmage, and 3 total touchdowns, 100%. And we said that look, we identified Brody being a bell cow in 2024, just being a down season. In come Coach Cohen, and Brody shipped out a Tank, got a little draft pick, sent him off to Philly, double back with Bayshore Tootin and LaQuint Allen, and rolled the hot hand in Travis Etienne. Brody only had 2 dud games, y'all. Week 7 and week 13, 100%. Man, after that, Brody, hold on, let's get this going. Only having 2 dud games in weeks 7 and 13. He finished in 8th in carries. He was 8th in carries, 10th in targets, 5th in red zone touches, and 11th in rushing yards, my G's. Not only did we have y'all drafting him 100%, wasn't nobody else in the community on Brody 100%. I know bro was a 3-down back and could carry the whole workload. Only thing we got wrong was adding Geico insurance to your foreign car. At the heart to start, we called stud running backs foreign cars. You ain't gonna get too many of them unless you just got rich people problems 100%. And sometimes we do be drafting and having rich people problems because you kind of want to what I call it, controlling the market at certain positions 100%. You want to force people to tap in with you 100%, especially with these running backs. But the theme of the story is we ain't trying to spin the bag on running backs, man. We trying to find late round gems and hit on all our early picks. That's how we protect ourselves in the draft and don't have to go out there being thirsty till our league makes a try and fill holes 100%. So in my opinion, the only thing that I got wrong, bro, was having you 100%, bro. Oh my mama. And not labeling Etienne as a league winning running back. If I would have nailed him down, pause, as a league winning running back, bro, I would have hit it out the park 100%. But it is what it is, man. We get in the lab to do this homework. You know what I mean? So y'all ain't got to do it, man. 100% no. So I appreciate y'all for staying tapped in with the fella. And we about to get on to the next player, man. 100%. Let's do it.
Everything ain't all right, man? I ain't eating. You ain't eating? What you mean you ain't eating? You ain't making this paper, man? Everybody eats, B.
I thought that Ken Walker was the big dog on the block until Clint Kubiak came through and said, everybody eats, B, in this backfield. Let's get into the Seattle backfield. Going into 2025, Ken Walker looked like the clear alpha in this running back room. He averaged 16.5 fantasy points per game, a 64.3% snap share, 72.5% opportunity share, which the opportunity share is the rushing attempts and targets combined, 153 carries, 53 targets, 31 red zone touches, 46 receptions, 3.8 yards per carry, 3.6 true yards per carry, a 4.4 yards per touch in 2024. And so for the main reason why I had you drafting K-Dub and K-Dub by itself is the 64.3% snap share and the 72.5% opportunity share, which the snap share was 12th and the opportunity share was 11th at the position, on top of a target share of 13.8%, which was 4th at the position. And this whole offseason, the mainstream analysts, whether it be former players, GMs, or just regular analysts, the narrative has been that K-Walk can't catch the ball 100%. And we're going to get into it, these last 2 years. But in 2024, 53 targets and 46 receptions. Highly efficient. And he finished with a 13.8% target share, 4th at the position. And what did I just say? Dang it. Where did I lose? I lost it. Where is the receptions at? 46 receptions, 12th at the position, and missed 11 games, 100%. You know what I mean? So with those elite numbers and still missing and missing time, it was an easy call for him to be the main back in 2025, 100%. And I sure wasn't finna pay up for no back end RB2 handcuff, because you was gonna have to pay that price. But let's get into Zach Charbonnet though, 100%. Here go his numbers from 2024 right here. And then there was Zach Charbonnet. Brody finished 2024 as the running back 25 and flashed as a dual threat running back. Excuse me. He averaged 11 fantasy points per game, a 51.3% snap share. That was that showed you that it was a 1A, 1B dual threat. Dual running back room, 100%. You know what I mean? That's what it was this year, 100%. We're gonna get into it. 51.3% snap share, but a 43.3 opportunity share. And like I said, the opportunity share is combined targets and rushing attempts. So Brody, even though that it was a 50-50 timeshare, Brody only really eats when K-Walk was off the field in 2024, 100%. But I'm gonna pull up another graphic to show y'all this, 100%. So 43% opportunity share, 135 attempts, 52 targets, 42 receptions in 17 games played. None of them numbers jump out to me, even though he finished as the RB24 in 2024. tells me that I should be drafting him in 2025. None of those numbers, 100%. It's all, floating around where he finished at 100% breakaway runs, 5 of them for Charbonnet in 2024, which is 36 at the position. A 97.3 explode. Here, let me pull it back up. A 97.3 explosive rating. 31st at the position, y'all. 100%. 4.0 true yards per carry. 40th at the position. Even though he had a 5.1 yards per touch, 100%. I can see that. You know what I mean? But when we get, once we start digging deeper into both of these boys' numbers, we're gonna see why I didn't have him on my radar 100%. Oh my mama, let's get into it. But here's what the numbers said in 2024, and I'm gonna break it down for y'all right here. Here we go, right here. Let me pull myself back up. Pause. Here we go. But here's what the numbers said in 2024. In 8 games where both running backs played, in 2024, Ken Walker dominated snaps and Charbonnet only hit double-digit fantasy points 4 times in the 11 games they played together. So looking at them splits, I said, I'm not drafting Buddy, who can only eat when his backfield mate is absent from school. 100%. Let's get into these splits, y'all. What was it? They played 11 games together and only 4 times Buddy hit for double-digit fantasy points. And then for him to finish as the RB24, bro, and only hit double digits 4 times in 11 games, to me that says, dog, here, I'm going to let that marinate for a minute on the screen. To me that says he couldn't get jiggy with it until K Walk had to go sit down for minor boo-boos. 100%. You know what I mean? Them is facts. So once the 2025 season popped off, Clint Kubiak said, we're ignoring everything that happened last season, and we're going to have a 1-2 punch. But K9 was still explosive and the way better runner in 2025 with 4.7 yards per carry. Hold on, let me pull this up. 4.7 yards per carry, 18 breakaway runs, 80 evaded tackles, and a 122.1 explosive rating. Explosive. Dr. Dre chronic voice. 100%. Way better runner. And I had y'all drafting him by himself, and he finished as this year, the RB23. RB22. So yeah, this draft strategy, it didn't pay out 100%. It's showing the heck didn't. But clearly, this graphic and the production that we seen last year shows that even with the elite 20 to 20 yard usage, his snap share dropped from 64.3% to 47.5%. Elite numbers, 100% from last year, back to a 50-50 timeshare. His opportunity share fell from 51.3% in 2025 from 72.5% in 2024. And them targets, 53 of them things in 24, only to 36 in 2025, bro. Completely X'd out, 100%. Like I said, Clint came through and shook up the block. He's the OG on the block. Zach Charbonnet and Ken Walker, them is his workers, man. He's distributing the product 100%. You can eat from the 20 to 20, but then Charbonnet pulls up and said, the red zone area, that's my block. That's where I eat at, B. 100%. Brody had 54 red zone touches, 12 total touchdowns on a 5.9% rate. Chardonnay said, anything in the green area, that's my knock, bro. It ain't no short stopper, or it's going to be some problems. But Sharps did not outplay Ken Walker. The K9 was way better in every efficiency metric, but Sharps yanked the only thing that matters in fantasy football. Them is touchdowns, my G's, 100%. And here's where the fella was right. Kenneth Walker is a way better running back, and the production metrics and efficiency shows. But here's where the fella was wrong. I thought in 2025, Seattle would keep Kenneth Walker as the lead dog and have Sharp spell or change of pace back at the most. But then Clint Kubiak, the former OC, now head coach of the Raiders, pulled up in that blue BMW and said, everybody eats, B, 100%. So, y'all, look, I'm still getting new to really trying to cook up this A1 digital dope content in this fantasy football streets of the Hard to Start is taking over 100%. But if you want to go back and go check the last year's video of this, is called 3 league winning backfields. You'll find it, on the channel 100% if you want to go reference. I appreciate y'all for staying to the end of the video, man. And if you haven't, please like, subscribe, and comment. And if you're rocking with this content and trying to help this content grow, man, share this joint, man. Tell your league mates about it, man. And y'all already know what my saying is, man. In fantasy, if you ain't got the heart to start, you ain't got the nuts of a champion. And we trying to bring championships home. 100%. And that's why your boy Hard to Start JD here to do this fantasy football homework for you, man. So if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. I didn't butcher my own saying, but it's okay, man. And we'll be back for episode 3 of where Guchinni was right and where Guchinni was wrong. And it's going to be 3 must draft running backs. So these 3 next running backs we talking about, we had you drafted.